Welcome to our session on strategic leadership principles. And today I want to speak to you about calculated risk-taking. It's very important that you allow yourself and others the freedom and opportunity to meet new challenges. Therefore, we should expect failure as part of life. No pain, no gain, as the old saying goes. Now, it's estimated that between 70 and 90% of projects end in failure. Don't disregard failure, but record them and store them somewhere, as they may provide answers to future problems. Now, there's a Belgian proverb that goes, unless you've sent out your ship, it's no use in waiting for it to come in. Risk-taking is about sending out your ship. Now, Charles Lindbergh, the pioneer and aviator, said these words, "What kind of man would live where there is no daring?" I don't believe in taking foolish chances, but nothing can be achieved if we don't take any chances. Now, Helen Kellner, the author and speaker and advocate for disabled people, once stated, "Life is either a daring adventure or it's nothing." Willingness to take risks will be a major key for the advancement of success. Now, Picasso had a success rate of less than 30%, yet no one sees Picasso as a failure. Failures and false starts are all part of the innovation process. Picasso, the greatest artist, continued to paint until he was in his 90s. It's reported that he completed more than 10,000 works of art, of which he disregarded 2/3 of them. He had a success rate of less than 33%, yet no one sees Picasso as a failure. Instead, they stand in awe of his artistic success. It's also reported by market analysis that for every 10,000 new products launched every year, only about 30% will survive the first 12 months on the market. Failure must accompany success. Successful innovation comes when you give yourself and others permission to fail. Failure is all part of innovation. Now, people too often view failure in the negative sense as too costly, ineffective process. However, failure provides us with some new insights, new experiences, and new lessons to learn. I was raised on a one-liner by my parents, and I'll give it to you. My parents said this to me, "Tony, a person who never made a mistake never made anything in life." Now, there's a saying in Scotland that goes, "They have a brass neck." It refers to someone who's willing to stick out his or her neck in a place where it could get chopped off. The term refers to a risk taker. You know that we're all born as risk takers. Children are naturally take risks. So you take the experience of walking as an excellent example. We do not learn to walk by trial and error, but by trial and success. What happens is the older we get, the softer the brass gets on our necks. We move from trial and success mentality to trial and error mentality. In other words, the older we get, the further success is removed from risk-taking. The reason for this is the older we get, the stronger we perceive that we will lose through failure compared what we can gain through success. Now, it's well known, if you want to increase your success, you must increase your failure rate. A research project conducted among school children proves this. A class was divided into two groups. Each group was given a set of building blocks and told to build a house. The first group was assessed on quality. They were told they could not make a mistake. The second group were given freedom to do as they pleased. The first group, fearful of making a mistake, painfully built a block house. The second group built a house and it fell down. Then they built another one and then knocked it down again. And they did this several times. And at the end of the project, it was found in the same amount of time that the second group's work was of higher quality than the first group's work. The reason was that the second group was learning from their mistakes, while the first group was not prepared to take any risk for fear of being penalized. You know, you're either a leader undertaking risks, or you're being overtaken by leading risk takers. Risk-taking is an indispensable part of innovation and leadership. Why? It is necessary because leaders who have made a difference know that risk-taking creates and encourages innovation and creativity. Being overcautious and indecisive kills opportunities. Risk-taking increases awareness by opening our eyes and minds to new opportunities. Risk-taking expands our knowledge. Risk-taking broadens our excitement, removes boredom, and gives us a purpose for living. Sosky and Kale, in their research, found an interesting thing about creativity and leadership. What they discovered was that autocratic leadership causes people to leave one's brain at the door. They also found that the lack of trust, intimidation, and stressful situations in an organization greatly reduce the ability of leaders to stimulate creativity amongst leaders. Now, the early church at Antioch knew that it was a waste of time waiting for the ship to come in if it had not been sent out. They were risk takers who were willing to send out in uncharted waters their ship in the form of Paul and Barnabas. Through trust, they stimulated innovation in these two men. They gave Paul and Barnabas the freedom and opportunity to stretch, to meet challenges, and also to expect failure. The result was a tremendous growth in the Gentile church. Thank you for listening. May God bless you today.